Pilar has been buying cheese in the tiny town of Reyes Etla all of her life. It's a community renowned for their quesillo, traditional Oaxacan string cheese used in hundreds of typical dishes.
40% of the people who live here producing cheese.
Produce it. But it's all done by small little groups and families all coming together. For cheesemakers Francisco Pinelo and his wife Sylvia, world-class quesillo begins with world-class milk. This is just rennet taken right out of the cow's stomach.
Yeah.
The rennet gets the coagulation started. You don't need much. I mean, this is how it's been done for thousands of years. 20 minutes later, and the solid curd can be separated from the liquid whey. Sylvia's arm is the preferred cheese cutting mechanism as far as I'm concerned. Cut and drained, the quesillo mixture is set aside for a day to thicken and accentuate flavor. Then, boiling water is added. Look at it starting to melt. The softened cheese is stretched into long, ropey strands. It looks like that giant worm from Dune. So she keeps winding it until it gets to the thickness where she is comfortable making her loops.
Yeah.
It's those loops, tightly wound and wrapped, that give quesillo the signature round shape. A day's work will produce nearly 40 kilos of quesillo, sold by Sylvia in Etla's municipal market. As if things couldn't get any better at all, Sylvia's friend is making some homemade tortilla. Sylvia's sister-in-law, Rocio, makes handmade tarts out of masa and fills them with homemade salsa and a thick schmear of asiento, rendered pork lard. They're called memelas. I'm gonna go out on a wild limb here that Rocio's salsa is pretty awesome. Do you know what this is with the pork fat drizzled in there? It's insane. You could eat this in front of the TV watching football all day long, hundreds of these. More familiar to outsiders are traditional tortillas pressed and used to make Oaxacan-style quesadillas, spiked with epazote and flor de calabaza, flowers from the native squash plant. That was delicious. This with the epazote, amazing, amazing. I like it even more. Please tell Sylvia, this is something that I'm sure is very common for her. But for me, this is such a special experience. I can't thank you enough for sharing this.
Yeah.